Hope your weekend's going about as well as mine. I'm watching XRP sit at about $2.36. I'm happy for it. I'm going to be buying a little bit at a time right now. Nothing major. I got a feeling somewhere in the pit of my stomach that we might be in for one more big shakeout before we run. Because when that Bitcoin dominance starts to fade with certainty, it's fading right now. But if it fades with certainty in the reverse, that means that altcoin season is like right here with us. Now, if Bitcoin continues its upward trend to 250K, and it's possible because the M2 money supply is flying, and every time that flies, Bitcoin always rises with it. You'll see a video about that to demonstrate it to you coming up, not right after this one, but sometime after. You'll see that. But in any case, I want to share this little story here about Schwab. You know, it's just the major investment firms around the world, they're not going to be able to not participate. They won't be able to turn a blind eye. There's just too much money to be made in what's coming with the digital asset infrastructure that they're building, and it's global. So you can't deny it. And if your customers can't find those solutions, those products, those investments with you, they're going to go somewhere else. So you're going to see here, this is a guy from Schwab there, and what he's talking about the idea that 20% of all ETF purchases current ETFs that exist, 20% of those purchases were made by Charles Schwab customers. And we're barely scratching the surface, guys. Also, the other thing says that visits to their crypto site. They have a crypto site now. They're up 90% year over year. I would say that's a pretty high interest there. And he did mention, because they do have some very exclusive customers. And as I mentioned earlier, if they're not going to get it from these guys, they're going to get them from somewhere else. So what they did is they allowed private purchases of crypto assets through third-party vendors. How long do you think Schwab is going to let that continue before they say, we're going to keep the money and the transaction in-house? They're going to have to do it. They probably just did it as a favor to the customers to keep the customers. Otherwise, maybe some of those people would be saying, hey, I got to take my business somewhere else. So that's an accommodation, I would say. But I want to say within the next quarter, 2 quarters, you're going to hear some very overt announcements from Charles Schwab, openly admitting they're completely in. They already are, to be honest with you, but I don't think they're quite ready to make those announcements just yet. So let's take a look at this video. It's very telling. I mean, you know, he's basically telling you what I just said, of course, in his own verbiage, but they're not going to be able to stay out of this because it's coming at everybody like a freight train, and you're either in